Hey everyone, I hope you're having an amazing summer because one of my favorite weeks of the year is almost here. Our annual back to school patient appreciation days are happening August 19th through the 22nd, and I truly can't wait. Before I tell you everything we're going to do and have planned, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your health. Thank you for believing in what we do, and thank you for allowing us to take care of you and your family, and for referring us your friends and loved ones over the years. We never take that trust for granted. And this week is one of the opportunities to give back to all of you, and I need your help. Every single one of you knows someone that needs to be here. Maybe it's your husband who's been saying he'll get checked someday. Maybe it's your wife who's been living with migraines for years. Maybe it's your parents who think getting older is automatically meaning that they gotta live with pain. Or maybe it's your coworker who's always complaining about headaches or sciatica or numbness or neck pain, fatigue or low back pain. Maybe it's your son or daughter who's spending 10 hours a day looking down at their phone or computer. The reality is that they're waiting for someone that they trust to point them in the right direction, and that person may be you. During patient appreciation days, every new patient you refer will receive a complimentary consultation, exam, and x-rays if needed. That's hundreds of dollars in value, but more importantly, it's an opportunity for someone you care about to finally stop guessing and start getting real answers. You already know our philosophy. We don't guess, we test. We don't chase symptoms, we find the cause. Think back to your first visit. How many of you had already tried medications or massage therapy or physical therapy or injections or stretching? Or maybe you were even told surgery was your next step. We see that all the time. You came here because you knew there had to be a better answer. And maybe your headaches improved. Maybe your posture changed. Maybe your digestion got better. Maybe you finally started sleeping through the night. Maybe your energy came back. Whatever your story is, it all started because someone cared enough to tell you about this office. Now it's your turn to do that same thing for somebody else. On that Saturday morning at 10:45, I'm going to be hosting a special lunch and learn for all of your guests. If you've ever had someone ask, what exactly do you guys do over there? This is the perfect event to invite them to. I'm going to explain what chiropractic really is, why we focus on corrective care instead of just symptom relief, why your nervous system controls every organ, cell, and tissue in the body and how we work with that, and why finding the cause of your problem will always be more important than simply masking symptoms. Immediately following the lunch and learn, every guest will have an opportunity to receive their complimentary consultation, examination, and digital x-rays again if necessary. And because learning is always better with great food, we'll have catered kebabs waiting for everybody. It's gonna be an incredible morning, and I truly believe that it can change someone's life. But we're just getting started. On Monday, August 24th at 5:45 at the St. Charles Library, Dr. Kalie will be presenting one of the most powerful workshops we've ever put together. It's called Bamboozled. And I honestly believe it's one of the most important presentations ever hosted. I don't want to give away the entire workshop because I want you to experience it for yourself, but I can promise you that you'll never look at healthcare the same way again. This entire workshop revolves around one question: have we been bamboozled? What if many of the things that we believe about health simply aren't true? What if we're confused about treating disease instead of creating health? What if we've accepted ideas simply because they've been repeated over and over again? Dr. Kalie is going to go through and take you through some of the biggest assumptions surrounding healthcare today. Why does America spend more money on healthcare than any other country in the world, yet we're continuing to get sicker and sicker? Why are autoimmune diseases, digestive disorders, hormone problems, infertility, anxiety, obesity, diabetes, and chronic inflammation becoming more common instead of less? Why does everyone feel like they know someone who's struggling with a chronic disease today? She'll dive into topics like the food labels, the inflammation, hormones, menopause, fevers, viruses, and the nervous system, pharmaceutical marketing, and why so much of our healthcare system has been focused on managing disease instead of creating health. She's also going to challenge conventional thinking, not just because it's controversial, but because asking questions is how we move closer to the truth. And yes, she'll also talk about COVID. No matter where you stand politically, I think that we can all agree that the last several years changed the way millions of Americans think about healthcare, especially here in the United States, forever. We watched recommendations change. We watched experts disagree. We watched information evolve in real time, and we watched public trust in healthcare and institutions decline rapidly. And just recently, many people are surprised to see that Anthony Fauci invoked the Fifth Amendment repeatedly during a Senate hearing instead of answering questions about the decisions that were made during the pandemic. Whether you agree with that decision or not is not really the point. The point is that the last several years reminded all of us that we should never stop asking questions. Science isn't supposed to fear questions. Science is strengthened by questions, debate, and transparency, and the willingness to follow the evidence wherever it leads. That's exactly what Bamboozled is all about. It isn't about politics. It isn't about fear. It isn't about conspiracy theories. It's about empowering you to think critically, ask better questions, evaluate information for yourself, and become the greatest advocate for your own health and your family's health. And that's the best gift that we can give you. One of my favorite quotes says, "It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends upon not understanding it." Think about that for a second. Healthcare is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. The pharmaceutical industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. The food industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. When that much money is involved, don't you think it's worth asking a few questions? Don't you think it's worth learning how to separate marketing from science? And don't you think it's worth becoming your own advocate instead of blindly accepting whatever you're told? That's what this workshop is really about. It's not about telling you what to think. It's about teaching you how to think. And I promise you'll laugh. I promise you'll be surprised. I promise that there will be moments where you'll lean over to the person sitting next to you and say, "I've been lied to and I had no idea." Whether you agree with this, every single point that's being presented isn't the goal. The goal is that you'll leave asking better questions than when you walked in. You'll leave thinking differently, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So here's my challenge to every one of you. Don't come alone. Invite someone to the Patient Appreciation Days who needs it. Invite someone who's frustrated. Invite someone who's been told that they'll just have to live with this pain forever. Invite someone who's searching for answers. Then come to Dr. Kalie's Bamboozled on Monday, August 24th at 5:45 at the St. Charles Library. Bring your spouse, bring your family, bring your friends, and bring your neighbors. Bring your coworkers. I truly believe this workshop will start conversations that people can be talking about for the long time after they leave that room. Thank you again for trusting us with your health. We are incredibly grateful for every single one of you. Let's make this biggest patient appreciation week we've ever had, and let's help as many people as we can discover that the real health doesn't happen by accident. It happens when people become informed and ask better questions and decide to take control of their own health. We can't wait to celebrate with all of you on August 19th through the 22nd, and we'll see you again on August 24th for what I believe is going to be the most impactful health workshops we've ever hosted.